How's it going, YouTube? Welcome back. Let's start with the losers because the market's going to close in 5 minutes and we don't got lots of time to mess around. We got Express that's down 15.9%. There's a lot of pain in Express, but there's also a good amount of pain continuing in the recovery sector. We got Walt Disney, we've got American Express, Darden, Marriott, Marcus Group, Dave & Buster's, Cinemark. A lot of these sort of more cyclical names like Whirlpool all kind of selling off, not like massive sell-offs today. Nothing's really like a big all-time loser today. A lot of these 1-2%. Nothing crazy here going into the close. GM's down 0.5%. JP Morgan down 0.5%, Ford down a little bit. No real big deal here. Let's look at some of the recently views. We do have Stitch Fix. That is selling off a little bit more here. We got DeFi Tech selling off. Stitch Fix really selling off after their miss yesterday. But let's take a look and let's sort by winners here because this market has been really interesting. So look at this. GameStop winning again, up a quarter basically, up 25%. I mean, GameStop has been the you know what? Ray Dalio should just label this rather than having an all-weather portfolio. You just have an all-weather stock, and it's called GameStop. It does great when times are bad, and it does great when times are good. There you go. GameStop, hedged either way. Can't go wrong. I don't own any GameStop. I think it's a little expensive at $244, but hey, you know what? Those are some tendies right there. And I just went out and ate some chicken tendies, okay? Those were good. Lauren made some chicken tendies. Although she didn't let me know about them soon enough. So they were a little cold, but they were still crispy. I liked it. Givo, 20% today. Incredible. I mean, this stock did run up to like 16, so not unsurprising to see this run up so substantially. Microvision kept the steam going today. It really slowed down within that first hour there, and we saw this consolidation start happening. But really just a nice, slow, and steady increase today. Kind of like Tesla. Look at Tesla sitting at 272. It is off all-time highs, or intraday highs, not all-time highs, of 698. Nano Dimension, 20% as well. I mean, really, really good moves here. NEO flew past $40 a share. Not bad at all. Very, very impressive. Peloton, I'm actually surprised that Peloton recovered as much as it did today. I was expecting, sure, maybe 3-4%, assuming all these others are doing as well as they are today. But Peloton actually holding up pretty strong. So is the back end of Clubhouse. API. We are having a slight little bit of a sell-off going into the close here. So we'll see if this creates any kind of opportunities for us. Maybe, who knows, maybe we'll have some after-hours opportunities. But remember, when we do buy or sell in after-hours, it's so nice to be able to do that with Webull, which you can sign up for with the link down below, metkevin.com/Webull. And you'll get 2 free stocks worth up to $1,850 when you deposit $100. EXPI up 12% here, but also selling off a little bit into the close. We're not really hitting those all-time highs here, intraday highs. You got to clarify here. Intraday highs. We are seeing some nice highs at Square. Square went straight up today at about 225 right now. Really bounced off the 203 that we had so briefly yesterday. We almost fell into the 200s. We did fall into the 200s a couple times yesterday. Congratulations, by the way, to all of those of you who did actually diamond hand and you held onto your shares or you added shares lower. Part of it's like, it's very normal, by the way, to get the feeling that during these times, it's like, dang it, wish I bought more. I'm sure that's happening to those of you in GameStop, which appears to be rocketing into the close here. 1 minute left to go. I'm sure that's happening to those of you who bought Tesla at the dips, but that's okay. You can't always be perfect about it. It's totally okay. As long as you bought the dip, you are a winner. So good for you. We've got Redfin, Canoe, 10%, Planet 13. Marijuana's up about 10% today. Multiple marijuana stocks. GHVI up 8-9% here. This is incredible. Lemonade up 8% again. We are still pretty low on some of these. And as soon as we hit after hours here, I want to talk and go hunting a little bit. What do we think is going to happen tomorrow? But a really, really incredible run here right into throughout the day. We do have a little bit of a slide here going into the close, but honestly, I don't mind giving up 1 or 2% when everything is up 20% on a day. And I mean, generally, I don't mind giving up 1 or 2% ever because it doesn't really matter. But all right, let's listen to the bell because we always like listening to the opening bell. And
11%. And AMC Entertainment, Zoom, Snowflake, DoorDash, all up nearly 10%. So some strong rebounders there. Oil slightly lower, gold and silver nicely high on a week dollar day. The dollar down 0.4%. Yield to pull back just a little bit, 1.53 on the 10-year at the close, Sarah. Only 0.14% against for the Dow, 1.5% against for the S&P. The Nasdaq Composite up a resounding 3.6%, though off its highs.
Get the music.
Closing at session lows for the Dow, though higher across the board. Welcome back, everyone, to Closing Bell. I'm Sarah Eisen, along with Wilfred Frost and Mike Santoli, CNBC Senior Markets Commentator. Take a look at how we finished.
All right. So let's go ahead and we'll take a look in just one moment to see what's going on in the after hours. I do like letting the after hours candles mature for a couple minutes first. Let's just zoom in here, though. Let's look at some of these prices, just sorting by name right here. Obviously, it doesn't surprise me that some of the cyclical names, which are more heavy in the Dow, are pulling down a little bit because we are seeing sort of that tech surge here. Alphabet, Amazon, I can't really call those like massive discounts at these prices. Both sold off a little bit into the close. Lots of selling off into the close. Who knows? Is this going to be maybe a little prelude of what we're going to see tomorrow? And tomorrow's going to be interesting. I'll talk about my theories about tomorrow in just a moment. But let's look for some cheap values here. So AMD under 80 is okay. Apple 121. I mean, these aren't like massive discounts here. AT&T, of course, fell right back under 30. Beyond Me, it's still not getting to that 120 level. Even during the sell-off, we got to like 131. Bitcoin, 54,300. Really incredible, just the strength of Bitcoin, how it's holding up. This sort of latest crash, we did have a sell-off in Bitcoin, but it sort of predated the rebound, which is very interesting. It'll be fascinating to kind of chart how, how maybe Bitcoin indicated a potential reversal here. In fact, let's go back here. Let's just go to the days here. So we started having our sell-off on the 19th, right? Sorry. Yeah, it would be helpful if I actually showed the chart. So we started having our sell-off on the 19th, and Bitcoin did kind of follow that trend. But it's interesting because we did have a recovery sooner at Bitcoin before we had a recovery at the other stocks. We'll have to zoom in more to go minute by minute on that one. I might do that later. But anyway, Canoe slowly trying to get back to $15. Canoe is, that's a pretty speculative, risky one. It did SPAC. It's closed. So there's no $10 support anymore once the SPAC closes. $24 at CCIV. Personally, I think it's a bargain. Inexpensive, in my opinion. Cleverleaf, $12. Cheap. That's a pretty cheap one, but higher risk, right? The cannabis plays are higher risk. You're waiting for those cyclical rotations. Domino's at 350. Domino's kind of another one of those that's going to deflate as the COVID trade kind of ends. We've got EBIX back to $28, so we're slowly coming back up. Enphase slowly trying to climb back up, but very, very slowly trying to climb back up. 148. This is a bargain, much more of a bargain than Etsy. And remember that infrastructure bill that is coming. Somebody wants me to say diamond hands in German. I've never done that before. I'll try. Diamantenhände. Meine Diamantenhänden. You got to yell if it's German. Anyway, all right. No, we're not going to speculate on Fannie Mae, which fluctuates so much anytime the Department of the Treasury talks. Anytime there's talk on this fluctuates. Look at that real rally that we've got on GameStop here. GameStop, not something I would buy as a cheap play right now, but I mean, what a move on GameStop. Absolutely incredible days of move here. A GHVI, $16. That's okay. I still think this has a good like 2x in it at $16. I wouldn't buy it really past 20, but I do think there's a nice 2x built into Matterport. We got Kappa selling off it's actually recovered. Remember, this sold all the way down to like 1090 for a moment, for a hot minute. I'm personally not super bullish on this one. Maybe I don't fully understand it. When it ran up to 20, it was very anti this one and bearish, mostly because of the marketing that ARK Invest had invested in this, which was not true. Although I did hear them talk about it this morning on their webinar. Lemonade, still a little too pricey at $98 here. Marcus Group, great recovery stock, but honestly at $21, also getting a little pricey here. We've got Neo at $41. Look, Neo at 41, even though it's up today, it's still a whole lot better than what we had, certainly in the 50s and 60s. Meine Diamantenhände. Not drunk enough to be German. You say, you guys, bring me a Stein. Let's go. So, what's another thing we got here? Nokia, Nordstrom, Nvidia, 500, too pricey. Palantir, great opportunity still. I mean, look at it, sold off into the close, 24.24, bargain. Peloton, Pinterest under 70 that's like the only place I really want to buy it. Love it. Redfin under 70, love it. Yeah, we're pretty consistent here with my beliefs. Shift at 809 is honestly a little low. I must have sold off a little bit during the day there. Squares, good. Tesla under 700. It's not going to be under 700 long. We knew that. What else do we have here? Disney, Xpeng. Xpeng's much more sold off than Neo. And Disney, Walt Disney's a little bit more, in my opinion, like cash park recovery play. Good. It'll provide good balance for you, though, in a portfolio. So, oh, that's funny. That's actually a good one. Sorry, somebody's mentioning some ideas here in the course member live stream, or course member Discord rather. So, what do we have here? All right, let's listen in for a moment here. Oh yeah, predictions. So, all right, what's going to happen tomorrow, and then we'll look at the after hours. Obviously, we have no freaking idea what's going to happen tomorrow, but there are two ways we can go. First, I think the market might be tenuous and nervous because of the bond sale tomorrow. We've got more bonds selling tomorrow than we had today. Today was a big bond sale, and it went well. Okay, watch my Weenie Baby video. It's really good. It's an important one for you to watch. And here I am. Yeah, I'm calling my own video good. I mean, I enjoyed it. Big bond sale tomorrow. Bigger bond sale than what we had today. So tomorrow, I think, especially after today's appetite, I think tomorrow is going to be a big tell. If we have a strong bond auction tomorrow, it could be really good for the stock market because it's going to settle down people's fears. Now, tomorrow we also have CPI data coming out. I'm expecting that to not be any kind of blow away abnormal CPI reading. Really, it's going to be March, April, and May. That's where we're going to be a lot more interested in focusing on CPI data because right now we're going to be getting February's data, which isn't too exciting. It's still pre-pandemic level. Not super excited about that. So not worried about inflation. I do think the two ways that we can go tomorrow. Well, first of all, Caden McBride, congratulations for becoming a millionaire today. That's freaking awesome. So what's going to happen tomorrow? In my opinion, two ways. We could potentially, we go flat and we're tenuous, waiting to see what's the market going to do, what's the bond market going to do. The second potential is the market doesn't care anymore. And of course, the market could also fall based on what happens in the bond market. The second potential is we just fully break from bonds. They become irrelevant again in terms of equities pricing, stock pricing. And we end up having, again, institutional investors going home today going, oh my gosh, I can't believe we switched into all those recovery stocks and didn't buy tech at those big, deep discounts. Well, Tesla is still under 700. Let's go buy that. Very possible. Very possible. So, and that could seriously lead to a run again in the markets. So, yeah, I mean, it's very possible that we either have this him and haw market tomorrow, waiting to see what happens with those releases, which CPI comes out an hour before the market opens. I'm thinking about maybe live streaming CPI release tomorrow. Maybe. Let me know if that's very early. It's 5:30 a.m. Pacific time, and that's 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and they're generally, I mean, I don't think they've ever been late, so they're pretty on time with that. So maybe 5 minutes early or something like that. Let me know if that would be of interest. But obviously, market live or market open will be fun tomorrow. So anyway, yeah, I mean, look, a lot of things can happen tomorrow. If the market dips again and we get some kind of massive sell-off, first of all, I don't know that we're going to see some crazy massive sell-off again. We could. I mean, look, remember the first Monday we had here in March was very, very green, and we thought it was over. But the market did already start showing a substantial amount of softness later in the day. Now, here we are. We've had a pretty strong day. We had a very strong ending. Even though we had with some selling off, we still ended relatively high for the day. It is possible that this is the beginning of sort of the end. Who knows, right? I do expect additional volatility. There's no question of that. But I'm hopeful in some sense that it's the beginning of the end, because it's going to give us all a nice opportunity to go and double check. Okay, how do we feel about our margin positions? How do we feel? What was it like having margin outstanding during this correction? That would be awesome if we have that opportunity. We get stabilizing in pricing or continued growth in pricing. We have a real opportunity to sort of check the inventory, check the shelves, see what's going on, and make sure we're happy and prepared for the next time this kind of madness happens again. Again, 20% or less margin is the ideal. 0% could be ideal as well. You could use that when the market dips. So those are some of the thoughts in terms of the market going forward. Obviously, the market dips again. Well, then we got to evaluate. Okay, did we make more money? Do we have more cash suddenly around? Can we keep going and dip buying? We'll see. We'll see. So, okay, let's now go ahead and check the after hours, which we have not done yet. Let's check the after hours. Let's see how the sticks are behaving right now. Here we go. All right. So after hours, the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to move our after hours chart over, and we're going to hide all the other crap. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and sort by loser first. So who's losing in the after hours? Zom, Affirm, Xpeng, Square, Rocket. We've got some loss over here. It's Square and Rocket. API down a little bit. Well, all of these, most of these down around 1% or less. Twilio, Snowflake, gosh, below IPO pricing here. Pretty inexpensive for Snowflake, but some, modest dips here. This is not uncommon. I mean, for me to say, there's no indicator we're getting out of this. A 0.3% dip on Tesla or CCAV or Li Auto. That's nothing. That's to be expected, especially since we did go into the close with some red candlesticks. And of course, it's not uncommon that after you see a 20% run, for us to see like a 4 or 5% pullback tomorrow wouldn't be uncommon. I think we would have, it would be a little more concerning if we saw like a 10% decline again tomorrow in names like Tesla, Dio, Enphase, and some of these other tech or energy related stocks, because then it really goes to show that we're really having trouble showing any kind of support for this market. That, in my opinion, would be a little bit more concerning. If we get a 2 or 3% decline tomorrow, I don't care. Maybe it's an opportunity to do a little bit more nibble buying, and who cares? So those are some of the thoughts there. So these little pre-market declines here, not exciting at all. Or sorry, after-market declines, boring. To be expected after a day like today. Nothing serious here at all. In terms of gains, we do have Express rotating around from its big 15% decline today. GME continues to pump here. Very, very exciting for the GME crowd. This is, 255. This is crazy. I wonder, I got to go look at my my GME. What do I have? Let's see here. Okay. GME call is up substantially today, but still down a lot. That's funny. Geez. Okay, so then we've got GameStop softening a little bit here, but still a very, very, very strong close and after hours here. Dave & Buster's, just some of the stocks that sold off today popping back up a little bit. Not a surprise to see that. Not a lot of actual green. Yeah, I mean, a good amount. Okay, no, that's about 50-50 in the green. So AMC had a decent run in the day. Kind of followed really the tech, although it did run off into the close, or run up into the close, I should say. It's very exciting. Clever up 2%, NGA back to 16. Probably wouldn't be surprised to see that go over 20. That one has lost a lot of money in recently. Enphase up about 0.5%. Okay, so nothing really groundbreaking here in the moves. It does look like every Wall Street bet stock, though, is moving here. The AMC, the GameStop, the COS, the Naked, right? These guys really pushing right now. Very interesting. Let's see how Riot's doing. How'd Riot do today? Riot Blockchain. Riot Blockchain. Yeah, it had a very good day as well today. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull up the Bloomberg terminal and let's see what's going on not only with check the big weenie stocks. Let's go check out not only what's going on with yields, but let's also find out what the top news is. So let's go ahead and pull up the Bloomberg Anywhere, and then let's also, let's see here. By the way, I also did tweet about weenies. So if you haven't seen the weenie tweet yet, make sure to read and retweet the weenie tweet, which is right above the eggplant for Michael Burry here. So, okay, Tattoo Chef earnings tomorrow. Yep. I made $9K today. Now I can afford to buy your stock. Oh, well, thank you for shouting out the stock scores. The coupon code does expire in 6 days for that, so check that out down below. Nice 38% off. Okay, let me get into Bloomberg here. And I do want to see what's going on with the yields. And let's listen to Sarah Eisen as well for a moment here. Let's see.
12 months, at least underperforming. Where are you right now? Where are you getting the best returns, and what's your best idea?
Well, when you really look at what's happening in the world today with increase in economic activity, increase in inflation expectations, increase in employment as we recover from the pandemic, what we're seeing is kind of how we're positioned, that those companies which are economically sensitive, whether it be the financials, the industrials, consumer discretionary, this is really, in our view, the place to be. Because if you look at things over the medium and long term, and compared to the valuations of these businesses today, these companies sell at 5, 6, 7, 8% free cash flow yields and should be able to grow that free cash at least mid-single digits. And compared to the tech sector, which
he's a weenie baby,
very little of any free cash, kind of infinite valuations. Clearly, going into an economic recovery, tech is not, at least the tech that is associated with large market caps and low cash flow streams, this type of tech is not where you want to be. You want to be in economic sensitivity. This is where the value is today.
We found him. We found our first weenie baby of the day.
Sensitivity and value, because you do run the Oakmark Global Fund.
Yeah, we're very country agnostic, meaning what we really search for underlying businesses that meet our value criteria. What does value mean to us? Looking for low-priced companies that are good quality earning streams, good return structures on their
tickers,
good managements that deploy free cash in a way which generates shareholder value. And when you take a look at these characteristics, certainly the United States from a quality perspective is there, but it might not be there as much from a price perspective. So we're a bit underweight in the US, only because we're able to find better value in other places, namely Europe and the United Kingdom, which have really lagged.
I hear that a lot, the international talk. We have to play the buy the dip side.
Started off as a currency play. As the dollar got stronger, these places became relatively unattractive. But today, we really see this is where there is value. Keep in mind that people often confuse just a European company being part of stagnant Europe, but not realizing that European companies and even UK companies earn their money all over the world. They earn it in the United States.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, usually when we think of Europe, we think of low growth, and I could see that being, applied as well to European companies. Let's listen into Bloomberg. Let's see what they have to say.
In principle, this could be possible. So we are evaluating that. But it also
we're talking about shots again. Okay, let's go back to the terminal here. We got the terminal up. Terminal just pulled up. So let's see what we've got on yields, and then let's see what we got on top news. Okay, here 10-year. 10-year. We got to get this to load. 10-year. Let's get the yields. Let's see what we got. 10-year generic. Okay. So we do have a big bond auction tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be interesting. Give us a little bit of a different feeling. It did well today. I mean, in terms of bonds, actually, the auction going well. Yeah, take a look at the chart. I mean, today, which really started, let's see here. Where do we go to 9? 9 started right around here. A nice little dip. So from here over, this is how the market's been moving today on the 10-year. Potentially, I mean, if tomorrow goes really well, this could sell off under 1.53. If that sells off under 1.53, whoo, that could be a nice relaxing day. If the correlation holds, it could also break apart. It could, in other words, it could just stabilize and stocks could continue to go up, or the opposite. Okay, so what's going on in the top news segment? So in terms of the sticks, doesn't look like we got anything new going on here. Let's jump on over to top news, and let's see what the suits are reading these days. I feel like I get to spy on the suits using this. It's great. So let's hop on in here. Okay, what do we got here? So, Warren says Big Sharks, Citadel, and Robinhood prey on customers. Ooh. Senator Elizabeth Warren renewed her attacks on Citadel Securities and Robinhood markets on Tuesday, accusing the companies at the center of a GameStop Corp trading saga of profiting at the expense of their customers. When big sharks like Citadel and Robinhood come out ahead no matter what happens, and when the information they gather isn't disclosed, and when it's secret how they use information, it's easier for these giants to skim off the top. Ooh. Yikes. That's rough. I take a screenshot of that one. Warren and the lines should sell those as NFTs. Okay, Tesla roars back to biggest gain in a year, emphatically ending slump. Woods flagship ETF notches best ever rally in tech rebound. Yep. That's this. It would be interesting to see. Let's see what the flows were. Can we get ARC flows? Let's see. I think it was GTV was what we saw. What we had to type in yesterday to get the chart. The ARC fund flow yesterday. Oh, it crashed. What crap. Okay, I'll pull that up again. But we should look at the ARC inflows and outflows and see if there was a big outflow spike, like negative spike yesterday. Yes, there's a millennial money later today. Which does remind me, we need to do a thumbnail. I'm gonna write that. MJ with a thumbnail. Okay, so we'll start working on that. Okay, so let's see here. So what's selling off here? Oh, ears and eyes are selling off. Oh, interesting. Ears and eyes selling off a little bit, and we've got fuel cell running. Where'd GameStop go? Fuel cell really running here. I think it may just be because it's so dang oversold. That's fuel cell is really selling off to beginning of January prices. AMC trying to do well here and break out, but what's GME doing? GameStop about flat in the after hours. I mean, flat in the after hours, not a big deal. Okay, let's jump on over to, let's see. Let's jump on over for a moment and log back into the term. We'll see the fund outflows in just a moment, but let's listen to what Larry has to say for himself today.
Dan Brouillette, former energy secretary, folks. He knows whereof he speaks. Thank you, Dan. White House insists there isn't a crisis at the border. Here's another one.
It's literally, I go here, and it's just not about business. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I mean, maybe I'm missing something. Call me crazy. Maybe I am missing some really good border stocks. You know, maybe they're like some like real good companies we could profit on or profit from because of border crossings. I don't know. Maybe there's some real business opportunities here, but they don't freaking talk about that. He does have his own show now. Yeah. He went from the White House to replacing Lou Dobbs and getting his own job or getting his own show at Fox News, probably paying like $10 million a year, or maybe even more. And Kayleigh McEnany also got a gig. So, all right, we're pulling up the terminal again. All right, let's go back to the CNBC by Halliburton. Palantir probably as an investment into the border wall. Oh, that's funny. That's a good one. Check out option. Hold on, what was that? Check out option orders on Mac. What, like mac and cheese? I just don't know what Mac is. I'm sure I can figure that out. It's the makeup brand. ACIC can fly the drugs over. Oh my God. This is bad. Kayleigh, I don't think they've actually started really. They had one segment on her, but I haven't really seen her on yet. All right. So quickly looking at the news here, and then I could look at some of these other things. Tesla. Okay. Oh, the ARC flows. That's right. So what I really wanted to figure out, I thought it was GTV, but this crashed it last time. No, it's wasn't it? I forgot what the code was. Charts. No, it is GTV. Okay, here we go. And then we want yesterday's chart. So let's see here. Kathy Woods. Okay, so we got to go to 8. They have good charts here. Japan's GDP bounces back. Investors flip-flop on ARC. Here we go. Kayleigh, okay, hold on. So let's see here. Let's see if they actually updated. The 8th. Oh, I'm impressed because yesterday was really, really, really red. But then again, Kathy did come out and talk at like 3 or 4 different interviews yesterday because she was on CNBC, Bloomberg, and I think she was on another thing too. And she was really talking up their buy the dip strategy. And I have to say, look at this. She actually had net inflows yesterday of $33 million. Good for her. Doing the rounds helped. If she didn't do the rounds yesterday, I bet you that would have been a fat red arrow because it's been red, 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 red. But after today, with ARK Invest having the biggest gain in like a year, I would not be shocked at all if this ends up having a big spike tomorrow. Yo, Brian, I got fiber internet too, okay? I got fiber etherneted up in here with a Cat 7. Anyway, where were we? Somebody says Robinhood put my account on deficit and I got screwed. Ooh, sorry to hear that. Did they make you sell? MViz looking really good, you said. MViz, man, buy out a merger. That's what they need. Shift needs more love. That's totally right. She was also on. Oh, okay, got it. Let's see. Kathy beyond just being a good advice. Yeah, she's great. She held her conviction and bought the dip. You know. Yesterday, did you folks hear yesterday somebody called her like basically like a has-been on CNBC? Hold on. Let me get the clip. It was crazy. Okay. I don't know how this is going to work. Oh, let's see. It's so worth watching. But the problem is complicated. If I go through my history to try to find this, I see all the stuff that Jack clicks on too, which is kind of funny. CNBC. Oh, I found it already. Yes. Yeah, Jack shares my account. It's a problem. Okay, here we go. This is so worth listening to. And it's like a minute. Okay, so I need to silence Bloomberg. Let's do that. And then we're going to... Okay, here you go. You ready for this? Let's go.
Is she the face of the new market or is she a face of a new bubble?
Well, I think, Leslie was very thorough in her report, but also pretty generous. Look, there's no taking away from Kathy Wood that she had a great 2020. A lot of people had a great 2020. I've had a great run since 2009, since March of 2009, when the Dow was at 6,500 and now it's 31,000. And I didn't do a damn thing, Scott. What I think is that, Kathy Wood is unfortunately probably yesterday's news already. She had a terrible February. You had her on your show on February 17th. She was talking about Teladoc, Scott. You may remember this. It was at $270 a share as you were talking to her. Now it's $170. That's 3 weeks ago. It's down $100 a share. I love her conviction. I love her passion. But, we're not going to be talking about Kathy Wood much more.
This guy is going to go down as the definition of a weenie baby. This is a weenie baby. This is what a weenie baby sounds like. A weenie baby goes on CNBC and rags on somebody because their fund's down 7% on a day. They're buying the dip like crazy. And this paper-handing weenie baby tries to call Kathy Wood irrelevant while she's buying the dip. And the very next day has the best day in over a year. This is the definition of weenie baby. What's this guy's name? Somebody find out who this guy is and find out. There he is. Vanity Fair special correspondent. We got to find this weenie baby's Twitter. And this guy's got to eat his words. No. Next thing I know, I'm going to get demonetized for inciting violence. I am not inciting violence. I'm not saying you should storm his office. I'm just saying he's a weenie baby, okay? No violence. But come on. That clip was ridiculous. That was so ridiculous. You don't do that. That was ridiculous. Just pisses me off. All right. Where were we? Okay. Let's go back. Let's go back over here. All right. Stop. Okay. Whew. Too much coffee. Where's the beer? Okay. AMC up 343. Yeah, nice actual moves here in the after hours. Let's for a moment. You know what could be kind of fun? Let's see for a sec. Let's look at what some of the recent charts they have here. How do I go back? Chart GTV. I like these charts. These charts are really cool. Record rotation. Pure value versus growth. Oh, interesting. Percentage points. Oh, interesting. It's hard to tell. I'll study some of these charts, and maybe we'll do some videos on some of these charts later. I don't want to be too quick to jump to conclusions on these charts that I haven't seen before, because they come up with really cool charts all the time. But anyway, let's quickly look at top news, and then we're gonna jump on over to see what's going on in the sticks again, and then we'll see if there are any fancy interviews going on, which I do think there is. We have this up. No, what do we got over here? Bloomberg Intelligence. Let's quickly just hear what they're saying.
I'm Joe Weisenthal.
I'm Romain Bostic. Let's take a look at where we stand here in U.S. financial markets because of revival.
I don't see any huge interviews here.
To their highest in 4 months.
The question is, what'd you miss?
Romain said it. Whiplash from risk off to risk on. Call it dip buying, call it trading rather than investing, whatever you call it. Tech stocks, they won out today, rallying the most since November, with the NASDAQ 100 gaining 4%. Stocks like Tesla up 20%. Peloton, best day since...
All right, we know. I already read off the charts. Okay, let's... They're literally... Look at this. Why is it Fox Business? Why? They're still talking about the border. Jeez, man. Come on.
For now, today, the risk on rally, let's talk about it. And we're all getting very excited by 4% pop, but it basically took us to the NASDAQ level we were at this time last week.
Yeah, I was looking at some of these charts, and if you just look at the intraday, of course, extraordinary, but it really speaks to how intense the selling has been in some of these areas that even with these huge gains, GameStop is an exception. That's just continue now. They're just back to where they were a week.
Oh, GameStop. That's just going straight up. All right, let's jump back over to the sticks ourselves here. And thank you for the person in German suggesting another beer, please. Yes. Okay, AMC running in the after hours. Fisker, watch Fisker. If you are a day trader, calling all day traders, okay? Calling all day traders, watch Fisker. Because Fisker did some big running. Let's see. Okay. Okay. Sorry, one sec. Okay. All right. So moving on. But yeah, keep an eye on that one. That's going to be one we want to watch tomorrow as well. So Cinemark, Redfin. Okay, some interesting spikes. Look at these bizarre kind of spikes we're seeing just sort of after the closing here, or after the closing bell. Clever. Yeah, nice big spike over here as well. We're on the 1 minute chart too. It's interesting. We've got Tattooed Chef. How do I become a YouTube member? Oh, there's a join button that doesn't show up on Apple devices. You'd have to try it on a computer. It does show up on an Apple computer. It's right next to subscribe. I don't know why they don't show it on the iPhone or whatever. Or the iPad. Doesn't make sense to me. Okay, Social Capital, 1%, 1% over here, 1%, 1%. Lots of 1% here. 0.8% over here. End phase. Yeah, not much happening in the after hours. Clover trending down, GHVI, climate change, Etsy. Okay, this is pretty generic. I think overall the candles are pretty stable right now with the exception of AMC. AMC right here. Oh, that is a good idea. I could put a description or a link in the description down below, but I don't even know how to do that. I'll figure that out. Okay, so let's listen to who's yelling over here on Fox. 1 second here.
Beginning to be told of what was accomplished by putting America and Americans first. So how do we continue that run? How do we ensure that every American is fought for and put first? And whether it's this administration or hopefully an administration that is more aligned to our conservative ideals and solutions.
Okay, let's switch. Somebody said...
As most of the stock performance...
What was that about? Anthony Noto's interview? I'll check.
Platform, and does it justify the share price performance?
Yes, I think it is because of the direct-to-consumer platform. Disney has executed flawlessly, better than flawless. It's really been perfect, and the sub numbers have surprised. And this is clearly a global platform that will be a growth engine for the company for a very long time. So they're transitioning in a very successful way. But theme parks are 50% of their operating income, and it's really important. They've been closed or partially open all over the world. So having the reopening where they're losing money in California, they're partially open in China.
By the way, AMC spiking right now.
It's a really big deal. I mean, our base case for Disney and our $223 price objective, our base case values the theme parks at $75 per share. In our bull case, which seems very possible, it's $100 per share. And it could be much better than that if things really get back to normal in 2022 as opposed to 2023.
This is also a company that has laid off, Jessica, thousands of people during the pandemic, at least 30,000 related.
I will look into the SoFi Bank acquisition. Banking charters are something very, very interesting, and I could talk about that, probably standalone.
For Disney, and the same for Comcast, your parent company, Universal, this was a very unusual time.
Thank you, Gravy Catman, for explaining why Google doesn't want to pay the Apple tax.
Never for this extensive period of time. So both companies have used this time to really restructure the business, think about the technology, improve the customer.
All right, let's go back for a moment to the Bloomberg terminal. Thank you so much, Vanna, for joining. Welcome aboard. So, okay, let's look at the top stories here that the suits are looking at. Top stories that the suits are looking at. NASDAQ jumps most in 4 months on risk on revival. This is the weenie babies. The weenie babies are so, they're so, I'm here today, I'm gone tomorrow. It's ridiculous. Hackers expose Tesla jails in breach of 150,000 cameras. A group of hackers say they have breached a massive trove of security camera data, gaining access to live feeds of 150,000 cameras inside hospitals, companies, police departments, prisons, and schools. Companies whose footage was exposed included Tesla and Cloudflare. In addition, hackers were able to view video from inside women's health clinics. Yeah, well, I mean, that sounds scary, but usually you don't have cameras inside the actual examination rooms. Like, that would make like a good clickbait title right there, right? Okay, I mean, I don't know that this really matters to us. But, you know, they put Tesla on the title and they got me. They got us to click. So is AMC still going? Yeah, I saw AMC start with a spike here. Yeah, yep, keeps going here. And Fisker's trying to stabilize. We'll see what happens here. Tattooed Chef running on potential earnings tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be a lot of excitement for this. So I did trim a bunch of Tattooed Chef a couple weeks ago as I was reducing margin before all this craziness. Really, we haven't exited recession yet. We know that. So Cuomo's okay. We don't care about that. Big Show. Okay, we talked about that. Tesla Wars biggest gain. Biden flashes warning to big tech as antitrust team takes shape. Biden plans to put 2 progressive antitrust scholars in top positions, signaling an aggressive approach to combating corporate consolidation and monopoly power, especially Google. Yes, I'm still in CCIV. Absolutely. Man, Eric, they're going to think you're a plant. How do you sign up for the course? You go down below, meetkevin.teachable.com, look for psychology, the stocks and psychology of money. You use coupon code HODL, you get 38% off. You only pay once, then you get access to buy-sell alerts, the private live streams, and the lifetime access to the lectures. And that. Thanks for asking. But I think they're going to think you're a plant. Can they see Lucid's I would love to see Lucid's production line. Yeah, I mean, sometimes, Donnie, I get it. I get your frustration with Fox. Sometimes they actually do have interviews on there that I like to watch. But you're right. Lately, I don't know. I'm a little disappointed. I feel like, you know, I thought Larry Kudlow would, because Larry Kudlow used to be a partner with Jim Cramer, right? So it used to be wasn't it the Larry and Kudlow show or something like that? I thought we were going to see like a Fox News version of a Kramer. Yeah, but we haven't really seen that yet. So, okay, luxury condo glut set to start easing soon. Not our problem. Buckingham Palace. Okay. actually surprisingly not too terribly much news here. Like not that much news in the top news section. I mean, if we go to all news, this turns into a headache over here when we scroll through this. But okay, Trump, Pelosi says GOP will vote, and then take credit for what? Okay, what is this? Pelosi says GOP will vote against COVID-19 relief, and then take credit for it. Oh, this is just nothing but yapping. Okay, all right. So we can leave this up, and let's go look at the sticks. We'll launch this really quick, and then we will we'll come back. So let's see if we'll give Kudlow a quick chance here. Let's see if he says anything.
My heart breaks because Senator Dick Shelby, who was a great friend and a good conservative, is for it. Mr. Leahy of Vermont, I'm not surprised. Anyway, let's get a take on an expert, Senator Marsha Blackburn from the great state of Tennessee. Senator Blackburn, thank you for coming on. You know, Senator, I guess we're
fighting about earmarks now. A little bit more potentially business related, but okay. Let's go to CNBC. It's commercial. Oh, it's exhausting. It's so exhausting. All right, fine. Bloomberg TV it is then. And then we can look at the sticks again too. Oh, I can't find what I did with Bloomberg TV. Nope, can't find it. All right, we'll pull Bloomberg TV up. Bloomberg TV. We'll get that up. Just one moment. In the meantime, let's also grab, while this loads, we'll also grab, oh, here we go. We will also look at the day's news here as it comes through. So what do we got? Here's our Bloomberg TV. This is just current, like all of the current news that comes. Gig Capital 6 SPAC files to raise up to $350 million in IPO. I wonder what they're targeting. I like seeing the new SPAC news. Gig Capital, let's look at this. The new SPAC news is interesting. Okay, so we got an S. But we have no idea what they're acquiring yet, do we? Gig Capital 6 hit another SPAC. Yeah, okay, we'll have to try to figure out. Okay, here we go. New Gig Capital, okay, efforts will not be limited to a particular industry. Oh, here we go. No. Okay. They're going to focus on technology, media, and telecommunications, cybersecurity, privacy, and sustainable industries. I mean, that could basically be anything. Sustainable industries could be, electric cars as well. So that doesn't tell us much. All right. Do we get anything over here? Let's see what they're talking about.
At some point, do the rising rates right now.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. It looks like I have two windows open. Dang me, Kevin, come on.
Basically evaporated. Stocks up 150% over the last 52 weeks. But can that demand continue as the country opens back up? Joining us now, Thor Industries CEO Bob Martin. Welcome, Bob. Nice shot there. These numbers were spectacular. North American towable RVs up 40%.
Okay, hold on. This is more interesting here because they're talking about the rates.
Up, but something happens to heighten financial conditions noticeably, and what I mean is probably something outside of the expected growth in the U.S. economy. So this would be something like a basic misunderstanding of monetary policy going forward, or some kind of financial accident. Those are the kinds of circumstances where I could see the Fed wanting to be much more forceful in pushing back against the
Okay, so he's making the argument basically that right now this is not a kind of market where the Fed would come out and make a bunch of changes because things aren't really collapsing. It's not like we're seeing the Fed's ability to operate and money markets availability and credit markets availability to operate fall apart. We're not seeing that basically. And that's why I think this big correction, this big sell-off was a bunch of fugazi for nothing. But hey, it made for a buy the dip opportunity. We'll see.
Petroleum products are affected. So resins that we put in our caps and foam that goes in our furniture are a few things that are happening right now. But all of these are short term. We're confident that we'll work through those through this year, and we'll have an incredible year as we continue on.
Presumably, though, Bob, the pandemic has at least brought forward quite a lot of demand. It can't last at this pace forever once we're back to normal?
Yeah, a lot of what it's done, it's reached a younger buyer. And so it's something that we've been trying to do through our marketing efforts, social media, just trying to introduce an RV like this one behind me to a younger buyer. And so when people walk in, they see that they have their own bathroom, their own bedroom, their own sink, and they're able to drive, be safe. It just becomes part of their lifestyle. They join camping groups. And so we feel that it is very sticky, and we're seeing retail pick up.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like, the RVs was such a big play, like in the middle of the pandemic. I mean, maybe that'll strengthen because then again, I mean, if you think about it, like even if you take an RV, you still want to be able to go to restaurants and stuff. So, yeah, okay, maybe the RV place, like Winnebago and stuff like that. I mean, they've done well. I personally would just prefer to rent RVs. They've got like Airbnb for RVs. I just don't want to park it anywhere. The maintenance. Let's go back to this inflation talk. It's more
Data. Are you analyzing NFP? I mean, what are the telltale signs that you're going to get a quick recovery, or we're going to see actually more longer term scarring in the labor market?
Yeah, so for me, what I'm really looking at is how quickly we can get the employment to population ratio up. So it's some issue of getting unemployment down and getting people back in the labor force. And hopefully later this year, if we can open the economy, if we can open schools, if we can open daycares more fully, then we're going to be able to get that labor force participation numbers up. And that's what I would be looking for, not just any narrow sector improvement, but broad-based improvement. So the Fed's going to be watching, the employment to population ratios, and not just the population as a whole, but of subgroups within the population. I do think the Fed genuinely desires that this to be a broad-based recovery, and doesn't think we can have that until we get really everybody participating in the labor market. So this is why I think I take the Fed at its word when it says it wants to be patient before tightening up on policy, particularly rate hikes.
Tim Dewey, always great to have you with us, columnist for Bloomberg Opinion, and so much more, of course, academic.
You're right. Thank you for saying that. A few of you caught this. I totally forgot to put the pinned comment with the 38% off coupon code. Thank you for that. All right, let's see what else to talk about now.
Well, that labor data, that poverty that we're experiencing, of course, for many. We're diving into the data with Elizabeth Pancotti. Stick with us. This is Bloomberg.
Okay. All right, let's go. I do not own any FUV stock. No, Archimoto, I do not. Okay, look at Express really recovering after that dip we had on the day here. We've got AMC really selling off a bit. Or, I'm sorry, not selling off. I mean, a little bit of consolidation, I should say, after really going up to $11.80. I mean, really incredible. AMC at $11. I mean, this was sitting at like remember, it was like $5, $6, $7 for a very, very long period here. So, I mean, obviously an incredible run here over the last few weeks. Done very, very well. Let's see here. In terms of losses, GameStop all down about 1%. Not a big deal here. 1-2% around here. Not super exciting. No real big moves here. Market very, very stable in the after hours. We'll look for changes, obviously, tomorrow. Let's look at the top news one more time, just see if there have been any kind of changes in top news here. Cuomo talking about the problems he's having again. Big deal. I mean, when that's what's sitting at the top of the top news, that must be like a relatively low news day. So, all right, folks. Well, I'm gonna call it here. Thank you so very much for being here. Make sure to use your coupon code. Check out the programs down below. Get your 2 free stocks with Webull. Deposit $100. Get up to $1,850 in free stocks by going to metcalvin.com/Webull. And of course, get $250 or up to $250 totally for free by going to BlockFi for your cryptocurrency. metcalvin.com/BF. Thank you everyone for being here. We will see you all next time. Check the channel later today to see if I schedule 5:30 a.m. tomorrow for inflation data. All right. Thanks everyone.